Hello and welcome back to your Yoganuary with me, Emily. I hope you're all doing well today and enjoying the challenge so far. We are on day 23 of our Yoganuary. So today we're going to be working through a sweaty power flow, really working on building that inner strength, that inner fire, really working on our muscles. And yeah, as always, go to where your body is comfortable going. Don't go to any places where you're creating pain, but as it is a power flow, you might feel a little bit of discomfort when you're in those strong poses. Without any further ado, let's get started. Grab yourself some comfortable clothes, a mat, and let's get started. We're going to start off in a comfortable seated position on our mat, closing our eyes, taking a few rounds of breath. We center and ground, arriving on the mat. Taking 2 more breaths here. Really filling the lungs, sending the breath all the way down into your belly and exhaling, releasing slow and controlled. 1 more round. Breathing deep into your belly and exhaling to release. As you next inhale, we're going to reach the hands all the way out and up. And exhaling, reaching them down and out, taking some sun breaths. Inhaling to reach the hands all the way up. Exhaling to release all the way down. You go 1 more time, inhaling, reaching the hands all the way up. And as we next exhale, interlace the fingers. We're turning the palms to face the ceiling, reaching and pushing the hands all the way up. Release a little bit of the tension here in your shoulders, allowing them to drop down your spine. And then pull your navel in towards your spine. So we're not arching the back here. We're finding a neutral spine. Take another inhale. Your next exhale, rocking over towards the right, keeping the hands behind the ears, maybe bringing the gaze towards the sky. We're engaging our core. And then coming back through center. Inhale as you exhale towards the left. Inhaling through center. Exhaling once more on each side. Engaging our core, feeling our obliques. Inhale through center. 1 more round. And inhale, come all the way through center. As you next exhale, curling your spine, bring your hands all the way forward, pressing the hands away from you. They're in front of your chest. We're feeling that stretch across the back of the shoulder blades. And as you next exhale, release the hands down to the mat. We're rocking forward, coming to our all fours. Toes could be tucked or untucked. We inhale for our cow. Exhale for our cat spine. Inhaling twice more like this. Exhaling to curl the spine all the way up towards the ceiling. 1 more round. Inhale to lift your chest and your gaze. Exhaling to curl. See, next inhale, reaching that center point. We're going to come to our Sphinx pose. We're going to walk the hands a little bit further forwards. And as you next exhale, drop your hips down, squeezing the shoulder blades. Hanging cobra, and then exhaling, untucking the toes if they're tucked. Rocking all the way down. We bring the elbows underneath the shoulders, pressing into our hands, into our forearms, lifting our chest, squeezing the shoulder blades. Take another inhale. As you exhale, we're going to tuck the toes, pulling your navel in towards your spine, pressing firmly into the hands and the forearms, lifting to your forearm plank. Inhale. Exhale to drop, Sphinx pose, untucking the toes, squeezing the shoulder blades. We go twice more like this. Tucking the toes, pulling the navel in as we press into the hands and the forearms, forearm plank. And exhale to lower. 1 more round. Exhaling, tuck your toes, pull your navel in towards your spine, forearm plank once again. And as we next exhale, release your hips down to the mat, squeezing your shoulder blades, lift your chest. If you want to move onto your hands, finding a little bit more space across the front line of the body, you can. We exhale to release. Hands come underneath our shoulders, Toes are tucked. This time we're pressing all the way up to our high plank, feeling that strength across our arms. Take an inhale, dropping your hips. Exhale, downward facing dog, send the hips all the way back. And you can wiggle it out, walk it out. Anything that feels good in your downward dog. And then finding stillness, pressing into your hands, into your feet, lifting and pushing the hips towards the ceiling. As you next inhale, we're going to lift the right leg, three-legged dog. Exhaling, generous bend in the right knee as you open up the hip. Inhale. We exhale, right knee comes all the way forwards to right elbow. Inhaling, three-legged dog, reaching the right foot back. Exhaling, right knee comes to left elbow. Sending it all the way back. Inhale. Exhaling, right knee comes to center, squeezing and holding here for a moment. Then step right foot in between the two hands. We're squeezing our shoulder blades as we lift our chest, pressing firmly into the feet. We're going to come all the way up. High lunge. Reaching into the hands. Inhale. As you exhale, arrow lunge, reaching the hands forwards. We're bringing most of the weight into the right foot. We're still pressing into the left heel, feeling that strength across the back of the left leg. As you exhale, swing the right hand back. Inhale. We exhale to switch the arms. Exhale once again, switching the arms. Going once more for each side, finding your drishti, your focal point. As you next inhale, we reach both of the hands all the way up. Exhaling, lower gently onto the left knee. Anjaneyasana, low lunge. We exhale, half splits. Little challenge to try and keep the hands lifted as you send the hips back. You can always bring them down to the mat. Turning the palms to face the mat. We're squeezing the shoulder blades. Inhale. We exhale, rock it back forwards. Anjaneyasana. Inhaling. Tugging your toes if they aren't already tucked. We're pushing all the way up, back to our high lunge. Inhale as you exhale, arrow lunge once again, sweeping hands behind us this time. Squeezing the shoulder blades. Gaze comes down towards the right foot. We're going to step the left foot to meet the right. Utkatasana, chair pose. Really keeping your chest lifted by squeezing the shoulder blades. Take another exhale. As you next inhale, we're reaching hands all the way up. Staying in our chair for another round of breath. And then as you next exhale, folding forwards, Uttanasana, forward fold. Inhaling for Ardha Uttanasana. Exhaling to fold. So you next inhale, step it back, plank pose. Knees, chest in our chaturanga. We move through vinyasa of choice, lifting to our cobra, upward facing dog. And as you next exhale, downward facing dog, sending the hips all the way back. Take a full round of breath. On our next inhale, we're going to the other side. Left leg reaches all the way up. Exhaling, generous bend in the left knee, opening it up towards the ceiling. One more inhale. We exhale, left knee to left elbow, bring the weight into the hands. Inhaling to reach it all the way back, three-legged dog. Exhaling, we bring the left knee to right elbow. Inhaling, sending it all the way back. Exhaling, left knee comes to center, holding here, pressing into your hands. And then stepping left foot in between the two hands. We squeeze the shoulder blades to lift the chest. Low lunge to then come all the way up. High lunge. Inhaling in your high lunge. As you next exhale, pulling your navel in towards your spine. We're leaning forward, arrow lunge. Hands are reaching towards the top of the mat. Weight is mainly in the left foot. We're still pressing into that right heel. Inhale as you exhale, sweep the left hand back. We're going to move here. Inhaling, we exhale to sweep the hands, switching them over. Keep switching. Reaching one hand forward, the other hand back. We go for one more round on each side. Finding that focus, that balance, that strength. And then as you next inhale, both hands come all the way up. As you next exhale, gently and slowly lower onto the right knee, Anjaneyasana. Inhale in your Anjaneyasana. Exhaling, little challenge. We can either come to our half splits or our half splits with the hands lifted, squeezing the shoulder blades, gazes forwards. You can also keep the toes on the mat. Take another inhale. As you exhale, rock it back forward, Anjaneyasana. Inhale to reach the hands all the way up. We tuck the back toes if they aren't already tucked. Lifting up, high lunge. Inhale in your high lunge. Exhale, our lunge. Once again, sweeping the hands back, squeezing the shoulder blades. Our gaze comes down towards the left big toe. And then whenever you're ready, step right foot to meet the left. We're coming to our Utkatasana. Hands are still behind us. As you next inhale, reach them all the way up. Utkatasana, chair pose. Holding for a round of breath. And as you next exhale, forward fold, Uttanasana, release your head and shoulders down towards the mat. Inhale for Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, hands come down to the mat. We step it back, plank pose once again. Inhale in your plank, exhale, knees, chest, chin, or Chaturanga to upward facing dog or cobra. We send it all the way back, downward facing dog. Take a round of breath in your downward dog. Maybe sighing it out through the mouth. And then we keep moving, building that heat, that strength in our body. We inhale to lift the right leg all the way up. Exhaling, bending into the knee, pointing it towards the ceiling. Take another inhale. As we exhale, right knee comes to right elbow. Inhaling to send it all the way back. Exhaling, right knee comes to left elbow. Inhaling to send it all the way back. Exhaling, right knee comes to center. Holding it for a moment. Then step your right foot in between the two hands. We're lifting all the way up to our high lunge once again. Inhale in your high lunge as we exhale, warrior two, facing the left side of the mat. Front knee is bent. Take an inhale. We exhale, peaceful warrior, reaching the right hand up and over. Take an inhale. The next exhale, we're going to reach both of the hands towards the front of the mat, really pressing into our legs, engaging our core. Side angle variation, reaching the hands all the way up. Inhale. As you exhale, peaceful warrior once again. We're starting to build some strength in this right leg. Inhale, we exhale. Back to that side angle variation where we reach in hands forwards. Engage your core. Feel the strength in your right leg. Inhale. We exhale back to peaceful warrior. On your next exhale, come all the way back to your side angle variation. Reaching into the hands. As you next exhale, gaze comes down to the mat. We're going to sweep the hands all the way towards the back of the mat, turning your right toes in, left toes out. We're coming to this side angle towards the back of the mat, reaching the hands all the way out and up. Inhale. As you exhale, we're going to a reverse triangle, reaching and straightening that left leg as we reach the left hand all the way back. Inhale. As you next exhale, come all the way up, 5-pointed star, turning your left toes to face the side of the mat, reaching into your hands. As you next exhale, heels in, toes out, we're dropping into our goddess pose. Bringing your hands to your cactus arms, inhale. You can either stay here, we're going to invite a bit of movement. Exhaling, reaching your right hand either down to your thigh or towards the mat as you reach the left hand all the way towards the top of the mat. And then coming back through center, we go to the other side. Engaging our obliques, moving here with our breath. Inhale, reach the left hand towards the top of the mat. Coming back through center. One more time, we reach the right hand all the way towards the back of the mat. Back through center, pause here in your goddess pose, going a little lower in your legs. Take another inhale. As you exhale, reaching all the way up, 5-pointed star. Inhale. We exhale, we're coming back to our high lunge, facing the front of the mat. Inhale in your high lunge. As we next exhale, hands come down to frame the front foot. We're sending the right leg all the way back, three-legged dog. This time we're keeping the leg extended, pressing into the heel. Feel that strength across your glute. As you next inhale, come up onto the toes of your left foot. We exhale, lowering the left knee all the way down to the mat. We're meeting in an all fours variation. Bring the hands underneath the shoulders, keeping that right leg lifted. Inhale. We exhale, chaturanga arms coming down towards the mat, and then pressing it all the way back up. Drop your right toes on the mat. We pull the left knee in towards our center. Exhaling, dropping your left knee. We inhale to lift the right once again. Chaturanga arms down towards the mat. Pressing it back up. Tucking the right toes. Bring your left knee to center. And then exhaling, three-legged dog. It's the left leg that's reaching all the way up. And exhale, downward facing dog. Take a round of breath in your downward dog. Maybe sighing it out as you next exhale. We move to the other side. Inhaling, we're going to reach the left leg all the way up. Exhaling, generous bend in the left knees. You open your hip towards the left. Inhale. We exhale, gaze comes forward. Left knee comes towards the left elbow. Inhale, descend all the way back. Exhale, left knee comes to right elbow. Inhaling, send all the way back. Exhaling, we bring the knee in towards the center, holding it for a moment. And then step your left foot in between the two hands. We're coming all the way back up, high lunge. Inhaling in your high lunge, we exhale, warrior two. We're facing the right side of the mat. Front knee stays bent. Inhale. We exhale, reversing the warrior, reaching the left hand up and over. Inhale. We exhale, side angle variation. Bring the weight into the left leg. Still pressing into the outer edge of the right foot. Hands reach towards the top of the mat. Engaging your core. Inhale. We exhale, reverse warrior, keeping that left leg bent. Inhale. We exhale to sweep it forward, both hands reaching towards the top of the mat. Engaging your core. And coming all the way back. Reverse warrior. Inhale. We exhale once again, reaching hands towards the top of the mat. We're pressing into the right edge of the right foot. And as you next exhale, gaze comes down. Sweep the hands down, pulling the left toes towards the side of the mat. Reaching the right toes towards the back of the mat. We're reaching towards the back of the mat in the side lunge or side angle variation. Inhale, as you next exhale, reverse triangle, straightening the right leg, reaching the right arm up and over. Squeeze your glutes. Inhale. We exhale, both hands reach up. Turn your right toes to face the side of the mat. We're in our five-pointed star. Feeling that pull all the way up through the fingertips. As you next exhale, heels come in, toes come out. We come all the way down, goddess pose. Squeezing our shoulder blades, we're tucking the pelvis, engaging our core. And then we can bring some movement. Inhale, as you next exhale to reach the left hand down to the mat. Right hand reaches all the way towards the front of the mat. Coming back to center. Right hand reaches down, left hand reaches over. Back through center. Staying low in your legs, we go for once more on each side, reaching towards the edge of the mat. Back through center, engaging the obliques on the way back. Once more, reach your left hand up overhead. We exhale, cactus the arms, goddess pose. We're holding for a moment. Maybe going a little lower. As you next inhale, five-pointed star, reaching the hands all the way up. We exhale, turn to face the front of the mat, high lunge. Inhale in your high lunge. Exhale, hands come down to the mat. We're going to send the left leg all the way back, three-legged dog. This time we're pushing into the heel, feeling that activation across your glute. Hips are squared to the mat. And as you next inhale, coming up onto your right toes. Exhaling, bending the right knee as it comes down to the mat. We're in an all-four variation. Engaging your core, engaging your glutes. Inhale, as you next exhale, chaturanga arms, lowering down to the mat. Pressing back up. Tuck your left toes. We bring the right knee to center. Exhaling, drop the right knee. Inhale to lift the left leg once again, chaturanga arms. Squeezing your core, pressing it back up. This time we tuck the left toes, right knee comes to center. We send it all the way back, three-legged dog. And exhale, both feet come down to the mat. Downward facing dog. Take a big inhale and a big exhale, sigh out through the mouth. As you next inhale, come all the way up onto your toes. Exhaling, generous bend in the knees. We're coming to our beast pose. So maybe just readjusting so that the hands are underneath your shoulders. We're hovering the knees above the mat, engaging our core, flat back. We're here for 3, for 2, for 1. Slowly lower your knees down to the mat. Inhale for your cow spine. Exhale for your cat. Inhaling, cow spine once again. Exhaling for your cat. As you next inhale, find a neutral spine, all fours. We're going to untuck the toes, maybe walk the knees a little bit further out as we send the hips all the way back. Child's pose, walking the hands towards the top of the mat. Release your forehead. Slowly come back to your breath. Come back to that heat and that fire that we've built in our body. We're here for 3 more rounds of breath. Softening and regrounding. So next inhale, slowly from the base of your spine, uncurl vertebrae by vertebrae. We're going to meet in a kneeling position, the back of the mat. Reaching your hands all the way out and up. Interlacing the fingers as we push the palms towards the ceiling. Inhale. Maybe this time going for a little arch in our backs. We lift our gaze in our chest. As you next exhale, pull your navel in towards your spine. We're curling. Just taking a cat-cow variation here as you bring your chin towards your chest. Inhale, coming back through your neutral spine. As you next exhale, we twist, looking over the left shoulder. Right hand comes towards the outside of the left knee. Reaching to crown of head. Take an inhale. And exhale. So next inhale, come back through center, reaching both of the hands up. We exhale, twist towards the right. Looking over the right shoulder, feel that length in your spine. And then slowly releasing. We're going to come all the way back through center. You can roll onto one glute or the other as we come to cross-legged seat. You can close your eyes for a moment. Getting back into your breath. Noticing the heat that we created in our bodies. Allowing ourselves a few moments of stillness to reground. Release any tension, maybe unclenching the jaw, the shoulders, letting them drop down the spine. And as you next inhale, slowly reach your hands all the way out and up once again. Bring the palms to meet up overhead. And as you exhale, palms come down through heart center, meeting in our Anjali Mudra. Take a moment to thank yourself for this practice, but also this discipline of showing up and following along your Yoganuri journey. And as always, I thank you for allowing me to guide you through this practice. Thank you. Namaste. Thank you so much for joining me for another flow. I hope you enjoyed the slightly sweatier, stronger flow. Let me know what you thought in the comments down below, and we will see each other tomorrow. Thank you. Bye.